Do you ever just feel different? Not sick? Not exactly. But different. Like your body is playing little tricks on you that it never used to. Maybe you get up from a chair and there's a weird little twinge. Or you feel absolutely wiped out even though you slept okay. Or your digestion just isn't quite the same anymore. You find yourself wondering, what was that? Is this it? Are these the first real signs of something serious? Something irreversible? It's a quiet fear. Isn't it the kind you don't always voice out loud? But it sits there. A little knot of worry that maybe everything you feel is a red flag. A warning sign that you're heading downhill fast. And doctor's appointments don't always offer comfort. Because sometimes they don't find anything concrete wrong, leaving you feeling even more adrift. Like you're imagining things, or worse, that something is wrong, but it's just not showing up yet. But here's a little secret, a truth we don't often talk about openly. Many of those strange, uncomfortable, sometimes alarming feelings aren't signs of impending doom. They're just the subtle, often unspoken shifts of a body that has lived a long, full life and is simply changing gears. They're common. They happen to so many of us as we get older, but somehow they don't make it into the everyday conversation about aging. In this video, we're going to shine a light on 4 of these often unexplained symptoms. These little mysteries your body might present that feel alarming, but are actually quite normal markers of getting older. Knowing what they are and why they happen can take away so much of that quiet fear. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you about how these seemingly small things connect to your overall well-being. Let's dive right into the first one. Something that catches many people off guard that's strange. Persistent fatigue that isn't easily explained away by lack of sleep or too much activity. You might have days where you wake up feeling relatively rested, or at least not exhausted. But by mid-morning, a profound tiredness settles over you. It's not just feeling a bit sleepy, it's a deep weariness. Like your energy reserves have simply vanished into thin air. This can be incredibly frustrating and, frankly, a little frightening. You start questioning everything. Is something wrong with my heart? Am I anemic? Could this be the start of something serious? You might cut back on activities you love, afraid of making it worse. Or you might push through, only to feel even more drained later. This particular kind of fatigue is different from the fatigue you felt after a late night or a really strenuous workout in your younger years. It feels heavier, more pervasive, and less responsive to simple rest. It's the kind that makes you wonder if your body is secretly fighting a battle you don't know about. Now, while it is absolutely crucial to rule out underlying medical conditions with your doctor, and please, always talk to your doctor about persistent fatigue, what many people over 60 experience is a form of age-related fatigue that is less about disease and more about the cumulative changes happening within the body. Think of your body like a sophisticated machine that's been running for decades. Over time, the efficiency of some processes naturally decreases. For instance, your metabolism slows down. This means your body might not convert food into energy quite as readily as it used to. Your muscle mass might be decreasing, a natural process called sarcopenia. And muscles are big energy consumers. Less muscle means your body has to work a little harder to do the same things, and that can contribute to feeling more tired. Even things like changes in hormone levels, which are incredibly common as we age, can impact energy levels. For women, the fluctuations after menopause can cause fatigue. And for men, declining testosterone can play a role. Beyond the physiological changes, lifestyle factors that become more prominent in older age can contribute. Maybe you're not eating quite as balanced a diet as you used to, or you're not absorbing nutrients as effectively. Dehydration is another huge, often overlooked culprit in fatigue at any age, but especially as we get older. Our sense of thirst can diminish, making it easier to become mildly dehydrated without realizing it. Stress, worry, and even just the mental load of managing life can be more draining than we realize. And here's one that's particularly sneaky: fragmented sleep. You might think you slept 8 hours, but if that sleep was broken up by multiple trips to the bathroom, tossing and turning due to aches, or simply waking up easily, the quality of rest isn't the same. And that adds up to feeling tired during the day. So, What can you do about this particular brand of fatigue that feels like a hidden symptom? The first, and perhaps most important, step after checking with your doctor is to be kind to yourself and acknowledge that some level of energy fluctuation is normal. This isn't a sign of failure or laziness. It's just your body communicating its current state. Then, look at the simple things. Are you staying adequately hydrated throughout the day? Sometimes just increasing water intake makes a noticeable difference. Are you moving your body? It sounds counterintuitive. Move more when you're tired, but regular. Gentle exercise, like a walk, can actually boost energy levels by improving circulation and muscle function. Even just 15 to 20 minutes a day can help. What about your diet? Are you getting enough protein and complex carbohydrates to provide sustained energy? Sometimes small. Frequent meals are better than large. Heavy ones, and critically. Evaluate your sleep hygiene. Are you creating a relaxing bedtime routine? Is your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool? Are you avoiding screens right before bed? Little adjustments here can make a big difference in sleep quality. Another aspect of this age-related fatigue that often goes unspoken is the emotional toll it takes. Feeling tired can make you feel less capable, less independent, and even a bit isolated if you start declining social invitations because you just don't have the energy. Recognizing that this fatigue is a common experience, not a personal failing, can help alleviate some of that emotional burden. Sharing how you feel with a trusted friend or family member can also make a world of difference. Sometimes, just hearing that someone else experiences something similar is incredibly validating and reassuring. It shifts the feeling from something is terribly wrong with me to, this is just part of the journey. And remember, it's okay to pace yourself. If you have a busy day planned, schedule in short rest periods. Listen to your body when it tells you it's had enough. Ignoring the signals only leads to deeper exhaustion later. This kind of fatigue is often a nudge from your body to slow down, to nurture yourself a bit more, and to focus your energy on the things that truly matter and bring you joy. Managing it effectively is less about finding a magic bullet and more about consistent, gentle self-care and making small, sustainable adjustments to your daily routines. It's about adapting, not giving up. Now that we've talked about that pervasive tiredness that can feel so concerning, let's shift our focus to another common, yet often perplexing, symptom that sends many people into a spiral of worry. Let's talk about those weird, unexplained aches and pains, not the ones you get after gardening for 5 hours straight, or the familiar ache in a joint that has a history of arthritis. I'm talking about the truly random ones. The little twinge in your hip that wasn't there yesterday. The sudden stiffness in your fingers in the morning that eases up within an hour. The back pain that comes and goes with no obvious cause. Or the feeling that something just doesn't quite feel right in a limb. Even though there's no swelling or redness, these aches can be particularly unnerving because they don't fit the typical pattern of an injury or a diagnosed condition. They pop up unexpectedly, sometimes move around your body, and often defy easy explanation. You might find yourself constantly monitoring your body, wondering when the next random ache will appear. This can fuel anxiety, making you jump to conclusions about serious illnesses, like the spread of something sinister, or the rapid deterioration of your body. It's easy to think, okay, this is it. This is the beginning of constant pain, of losing mobility. The reality is, these migrating, random aches are incredibly common as we age. And often, they aren't indicative of a major problem. They are frequently related to the cumulative effects of a lifetime of use on your musculoskeletal system, but also to less obvious factors. One common culprit is muscle stiffness and decreased flexibility. As we get older, our muscles and connective tissues can become less elastic. This can lead to stiffness, especially after periods of inactivity like sleeping or sitting for too long. And that stiffness can translate into aches when you start moving. Dehydration, which we touched on earlier, can also contribute to muscle stiffness and cramping, manifesting as unexplained aches. Another factor is inflammation. While chronic inflammation is linked to many diseases, low-grade, systemic inflammation can increase with age, and this can cause generalized aches and sensitivity in muscles and joints, even without a specific injury or condition like arthritis being the primary driver. These aches might flare up on certain days or in response to stress, lack of sleep, or even changes in the weather, making their patterns seem unpredictable and alarming. Let's not forget the nervous system. Changes in nerve sensitivity can also contribute to these feelings. Sometimes, what feels like an ache might be subtle nerve irritation. Or consider posture. Years of habits, whether sitting at a desk, driving, or standing, can lead to muscular imbalances that put strain on certain areas, resulting in seemingly random aches that pop up as your body tries to compensate. Even stress and anxiety themselves can manifest physically as muscle tension and aches. When you're worried about these symptoms, the worry can actually cause more of the symptoms, creating a vicious cycle. You feel an ache, you get anxious about it, your muscles tense up, which causes more aches. It's a feedback loop that can be incredibly frustrating to break. So, how do you approach these mysterious, moving aches and pains? First, as always, discuss persistent or severe pain with your doctor to rule out specific conditions. But for the common, fluctuating, unexplained aches, there are very practical things you can do that don't involve drastic measures. Movement is key, but the right kind of movement, gentle stretching and flexibility exercises can help combat stiffness. Think about incorporating a simple stretching routine into your morning or evening. Yoga, or Tai Chi, often adapted for seniors, can be incredibly beneficial for improving flexibility, balance, and reducing overall stiffness and aches. Regular, low-impact exercise like walking or swimming keeps your muscles and joints mobile and can help alleviate general body stiffness. Staying well hydrated is critical. Water helps lubricate your joints and keeps muscles functioning properly. Heat and cold therapy can also be surprisingly effective for localized aches. A warm bath, a heating pad on a sore spot, or a cold pack on a twinge can provide temporary relief and help you understand what soothes your particular aches. Pay attention to your posture throughout the day, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting. Ensure your chair supports your back. Take breaks to stand and move around, and be mindful of how you hold your body. Stress management techniques, like deep breathing, meditation, or spending time on enjoyable hobbies, can help reduce overall muscle tension and sensitivity to pain. Sometimes, simply acknowledging that the ache is likely one of these common age-related phenomena, rather than something catastrophic, can reduce the anxiety surrounding it, which in turn can actually lessen the intensity of the discomfort. It's about accepting that your body is changing and finding gentle ways to support it. These aches aren't a sign that you're falling apart. They're often just a sign that your body is asking for a little more care, a little more movement, and a little more patience. Now that we've delved into unexplained fatigue and those mysterious aches that seem to come and go, let's turn our attention to something else that feels profoundly different as we age, and often sparks significant concern because it impacts one of our most basic functions. Moving on, let's talk about digestion. Specifically, those changes in your digestive system that feel off. Maybe you find certain foods that never bothered you before now cause discomfort, bloating, or indigestion. Perhaps you're experiencing more constipation, or sometimes the opposite. You might notice that things just don't move through your system with the same regularity or ease they once did. This can be incredibly worrying. Digestion is so fundamental to how we feel day to day, and when it's not working right, it affects everything. You might worry about food intolerances, bowel blockages, or even more serious diseases. The discomfort, the unpredictability, and the sheer unpleasantness of digestive issues can really impact your quality of life and make you feel like your body is failing you in a very essential way. It's a topic people are often hesitant to discuss openly, which can make you feel alone in dealing with it, further amplifying your anxiety. The reality is that changes in digestion are extremely common as we age, and while serious conditions should always be ruled out by a doctor, many of these shifts are simply due to the natural aging process and changes in your lifestyle or gut microbiome. Several factors contribute to this. Firstly, The muscles in your digestive tract can slow down a bit with age. This means food might move through your system more slowly, leading to constipation. This slower transit time can also allow more time for gas to build up, causing bloating and discomfort. Secondly, the production of digestive enzymes and stomach acid can decrease. These are crucial for breaking down food effectively when they're less available. Foods, especially fats and complex carbohydrates, might not be digested as thoroughly, leading to indigestion, gas, and bloating. This is why foods you used to eat without a problem might suddenly cause issues. Another significant factor is changes in the gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria and other microbes living in your intestines. The composition of your gut bacteria changes throughout your life, and with age, the diversity and balance of these microbes can shift. A less diverse or imbalanced gut microbiome can impact everything from nutrient absorption to immune function. And, yes, digestion. Things like diet, medication use, which often increases with age, and stress can all influence the gut microbiome. Think about how many prescriptions someone might be taking compared to their younger years. Many medications can affect digestion and gut bacteria. Lifestyle changes also play a role. If you're less active than you used to be, that lack of movement can slow down your bowels. If your diet has changed, perhaps you're eating fewer fruits and vegetable sources of fiber or drinking less water. That directly impacts digestion. Even changes in your stress levels or sleep patterns can affect your gut. The gut-brain connection is powerful, and chronic worry or poor sleep can absolutely manifest as digestive upset. So, what can you do about these common age-related digestive woes? Again, ruling out serious issues with your doctor is paramount. But for the everyday changes, there are many simple, non-medical strategies that can make a world of difference. Fiber is your best friend. Increasing your intake of dietary fiber, both soluble and insoluble, can help regulate bowel movements. This means eating more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. But introduce fiber gradually to avoid increasing gas initially. Staying well hydrated is equally important. Water works with fiber to keep things moving smoothly through your digestive tract. Regular physical activity, even just a daily walk, stimulates the muscles in your gut and encourages regular bowel movements. Consider the timing and size of your meals. Eating smaller. More frequent meals can sometimes be easier on your digestive system than 3 large ones. Pay attention to how different foods make you feel. You might discover sensitivities you didn't know you had. Keeping a food diary for a week or 2 can help you identify trigger foods that cause bloating, gas, or indigestion. Probiotics, found in fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi, or taken as supplements, can help support a healthy gut microbiome. Prebiotics, which are fibers that feed beneficial gut bacteria found in foods like onions, garlic, bananas, and oats, are also important. Managing stress is crucial. Finding healthy ways to cope with stress, whether it's through meditation, hobbies, social connection, or gentle exercise, can have a direct positive impact on your digestion. These digestive changes aren't usually a sign that your body is breaking down in a critical way. They're often a sign that your system needs a little extra support and attention, a bit of fine-tuning based on its current needs. By making conscious choices about diet, hydration, movement, and stress, you can often significantly improve these symptoms. Now that we've covered fatigue, random aches, and digestive shifts, let's look at a symptom that is less about internal function and more about how our largest organ, our skin, starts to behave in ways that feel sensitive and different. Finally, let's turn our attention to something very visible. Yet, the subtle ways it changes can feel quite concerning: the increased sensitivity and sometimes strange behavior of your skin. Beyond just wrinkles and sagging, I'm talking about things like suddenly getting bruises more easily, or feeling like your skin is perpetually dry no matter how much lotion you use, or experiencing increased sensitivity to temperature, feeling cold more easily, or finding yourself sweating less and overheating faster. These might seem like minor things, but they can feel like your body's outer layer, your protective shield, is becoming more fragile and less resilient. seeing a bruise appear with no memory of bumping into anything, or dealing with uncomfortable dryness that leads to itching and irritation, or feeling unable to regulate your body temperature as effectively can be unsettling. You might worry about thinning skin being a sign of nutritional deficiency, or bruising indicating a blood disorder, or temperature sensitivity pointing to a thyroid issue. It can make you feel vulnerable, like your body isn't protecting itself the way it used to. And yes, while again, any sudden or severe changes should be discussed with your doctor to rule out specific medical conditions, many of these skin changes are perfectly normal, albeit sometimes uncomfortable. Part of aging. Your skin is your body's largest organ, and it undergoes significant changes over a lifetime. The most common change is thinning. As we age, the epidermis, the outer layer of skin, and the dermis, the layer beneath it containing collagen and elastin, both become thinner. There's less collagen, which provides firmness, and less elastin, which provides elasticity. There's also a decrease in the amount of subcutaneous fat, the fatty layer just beneath the skin, which acts as insulation and padding. With thinner skin and less underlying fat, your skin becomes more delicate and less protected. This is why you might bruise more easily. Even a minor bump that wouldn't have left a mark in your younger years can break the tiny blood vessels close to the surface of your skin, resulting in a bruise. Healing also slows down as we age, so bruises might take longer to disappear. Dryness is another major issue. As we get older, the sebaceous glands in our skin produce less oil. This natural oil, called sebum, helps keep the skin moisturized and acts as a barrier to prevent water loss. With less sebum, the skin can become chronically dry, flaky, and itchy. This dryness can be exacerbated by environmental factors like dry air, especially in heated or air-conditioned spaces, harsh soaps, and hot baths or showers, all of which strip the skin of its natural oils. The skin's ability to retain moisture decreases, leading to that persistent feeling of dryness that lotion only temporarily alleviates. Temperature sensitivity is also often linked to these skin changes. The reduced subcutaneous fat layer means there's less insulation, making you feel colder more easily. Conversely, changes in sweat glands can affect your ability to cool down effectively. While the number of sweat glands doesn't necessarily decrease dramatically, their function can become less efficient. Add to this changes in circulation. Blood flow to the skin can decrease with age, and the body's ability to regulate temperature through the skin is simply not as robust as it once was. You might feel chilled in a room where others are comfortable, or feel overheated more quickly during physical activity. So, what can you do to manage these age-related skin sensitivities and changes that feel concerning hydration, both internally and externally? Is key. Drinking plenty of water helps hydrate your skin from the inside out. Externally, use gentle, moisturizing cleansers instead of harsh soaps that strip natural oils. Apply a good quality moisturizer daily, ideally right after bathing when your skin is still slightly damp. To lock in moisture, look for moisturizers containing ingredients like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and ceramides, which help hydrate and repair the skin barrier. Protect your skin from the sun. Sun damage accelerates the aging process and further thins the skin. Use sunscreen regularly, wear protective clothing, and seek shade for easy bruising. Try to be mindful of bumping into things, but also understand that some level of increased bruising is normal. Eating a diet rich in vitamin C and K can help support healthy blood vessels and potentially reduce bruising. Though more research is needed on diet alone, vitamin C is also crucial for collagen production. For temperature sensitivity, dress in layers so you can adjust easily to changing environments. In cold weather, focus on keeping your core warm. In warm weather, stay hydrated and seek cool spaces. Regular, gentle exercise can improve circulation, which can help with both temperature regulation and overall skin health. Think of these skin changes not as your shield failing, but as your skin having different needs now. It requires gentler care, more consistent moisture, and better protection from the elements. Attending to these needs can significantly improve comfort and reduce the visible signs of vulnerability that might worry you. By understanding that these are common, manageable shifts, you can move from fear to proactive care. Is Tio Turni Munchduenst So, we've talked about that puzzling fatigue that doesn't seem to match your activity, the random aches that pop up and move around, the digestive changes that feel unpredictable and uncomfortable, and the increased sensitivity and fragility of your skin. 4 symptoms that often cause quiet worry because they don't fit neatly into a diagnosis. Yet they are so common as we get older. It's easy to feel like these are signs that your body is breaking down, that you're heading towards inevitable decline. But the surprising truth I mentioned at the beginning is that while these are signs of aging, they are often just that, signs of aging, not dying. They are the result of cumulative wear and tear, subtle shifts in bodily processes, and changes in efficiency that are a natural part of having lived a long life. They are not necessarily indicators of serious illness, although, I must stress again, any significant or sudden change should always be discussed with your doctor to rule out anything serious. The real surprise is how interconnected these symptoms are, and how often they can be managed, not by complex medical interventions, but by focusing on foundational aspects of health that become even more important as we age. Think about it. Staying hydrated helps with fatigue, aches, digestion, and skin dryness. Gentle movement combats fatigue, eases aches, stimulates digestion, and improves circulation for skin health. Eating a balanced diet supports energy levels, provides nutrients for muscle and skin health, and feeds a healthy gut microbiome. Managing stress impacts energy, muscle tension and thus aches, and digestive function, while reducing inflammation that can affect skin and joints. Getting enough quality sleep of your body repair, regulates hormones that affect energy and digestion, and reduces overall sensitivity. The surprising part is that the answer to managing these seemingly disparate symptoms often lies in the same simple, fundamental self-care practices. There's no single magic pill for age-related fatigue, one fix for random aches, a specific diet for digestive changes, or a special lotion for thin skin. Instead, focusing on the pillars of overall well-being, hydration, nutrition, movement, stress management, and sleep creates a positive ripple effect that can improve all of these symptoms simultaneously. It's about giving your amazing body the consistent, gentle support it needs as it operates in its later decades. It's a shift from feeling like you're constantly battling new problems to feeling like you're nurturing and supporting a system that has served you well and can continue to do so with the right care. Remember, experiencing these symptoms doesn't mean you're losing the battle against aging. It means you're navigating the normal process of getting older. It means your body is communicating its needs. And often those needs are surprisingly simple. It's easy to get caught up in worrying about what these changes might mean, but acknowledging them for what they often are, common, manageable shifts, can empower you to take practical steps that improve how you feel day to day. Small, consistent changes really can make a big difference to your health and happiness. You are not alone in experiencing these things. So many people over 60 feel them but don't talk about them. Sharing your own experiences, perhaps in the comments below, can help others feel less alone too. Have you experienced any of these symptoms? What has helped you manage them? We can learn so much from each other. If you found this video helpful and reassuring, please give it a like so more people can find it. And if you'd like more practical tips and insights on living well at any age, consider subscribing to the channel. We cover topics aimed at helping you feel your best and live your most vibrant life. No matter your age, you have so much life left to live and enjoy. Don't let unspoken worries about normal aging symptoms hold you back. Understand what's happening. Take gentle, consistent action and live your best life at every age.